LJN's Friday the 13th on the NES has gathered quite the cult following in pop culture in recent years, despite it being mocked by critics and gamers alike since its release in 1989. But being able to successfully navigate Camp Crystal Lake and actually defeat Jason is not an easy task. So whether you just want to relive all the sights, sounds, and nostalgia from your childhood, or you finally want to learn how to send that purple and blue terror back to the bottom of Crystal Lake, then this is the walkthrough experience for you. This will be an immersive, real-time, complete playthrough of Friday the 13th on the NES, with occasional pauses to discuss key strategies needed to confidently take down Jason Voorhies. Trust me, you can do this. Fire up that NES and let's get started. Alright, now that we're past the title screen, we will actually see the map of Camp Crystal Lake and the 6 counselors for the first time. The biggest thing about this game is that you have to have a plan. Let's go ahead and pause here. There is so much vital information on this map, and a full understanding of everything that's presented here is key to defeating Friday the 13th. So the basic plot for Friday the 13th is that you must stay alive and defeat Jason over a 3-day period at Camp Crystal Lake. You can control any of the 6 camp counselors here at the bottom of the screen, and you may switch back and forth between them if you tap the pause button while you're in one of the small cabins. Mark and Chrissy are your best counselors to choose from, and poor George and Debbie are your weakest links. The children icon is here at the bottom right corner of the screen, and you begin with 15 children which reside in the cabins right beside the lake. You must have at least one child and one counselor alive to defeat the game. There are large and small cabins scattered throughout the map. Most of the important action takes place in the smaller cabins, where Jason will attack counselors at various points throughout the game when you hear this alarm. When you hear this alarm, hit pause to check your map, and the flashing green cabin is where Jason is attacking. But trying to figure out which way to go on this map is half the battle. The basic premise is that you should think of this map as 3 separate loops: the outer loop, the cave loop, and the lake loop. To travel in a clockwise direction on any of those loops, all you do is walk to the left on the side-scrolling screens. To head counterclockwise, just head to the right. And if you get confused, just tap the pause button at any time to make sure you're on the right track. Alright, so now that we know that Mark or Chrissy are the fastest and best overall counselors, I'll look and see which one of those 2 is closest to that little right-hand loop in that bottom elbow within the loop that's around the lake where the children's cabins is. And it looks like in this case that Mark is the closest. So now let's go do that. And yeah, this right here, it says use the torch to light the fireplaces. Do not do that at all. That is the biggest lie in this game. All you do is if you light all the fireplaces in the large cabins, all that means is you're going to get a flashlight, which you don't even really need because the flashlight is only used in the cabin where Jason's mother is to help you find the secret paths. And I don't even go in the cave during a playthrough that I normally go, so don't worry about lighting those fireplaces at all. Now this is a good time to discuss Day 1 strategy and how to fight Jason in and outside of the cabins. And speaking of strategy, my friend 8-Bit Steve has an amazing strategy guide for this game called Friday the 13th The Easy Way, which is in its Kickstarter campaign currently, and all the craziness that's been going on in 2020 has delayed its official release. But this book is the ultimate guide for anything you would ever need to know about Friday the 13th on the NES. Okay, back to my Day 1 strategy. My Day 1 strategy consists of number 1, make sure no children are killed, because I'll sacrifice the children on the final 2 days because fighting Jason in the cabins is something I have trouble with, especially on Day 2, and here is why. Jason's fighting style in the cabins changes on each day. On the first day, he moves slowly and mostly uses single hits you can easily dodge with the occasional double hit which you can easily avoid with a little practice. Now the first day is the only one I recommend fighting Jason in the cabins because his pattern is more predictable. Jason moves faster and more sporadic in days 2 and 3, especially day 2, and if you get out of rhythm you can lose health pretty quick because each hit from Jason in a cabin takes 8 bars off your health, and you only have a total of 32 bars per counselor. Number 2 is getting the torch as quickly as possible. Let's pause here again and I'll show you a clip from my Friday the 13th Secrets and History video to reveal how you can quickly acquire the torch on day 1. Here's the quickest route to get to the torch. You have to quickly acquire the lighter, knife, and key before you can get the torch with this method. You can conveniently find these items along the bottom southeast curve and the southeast straight section of the circle around the lake. When the game first starts, we know that Mark or Chrissy are the fastest running counselors, so I look to see which of those two are closest to that section of the map and I start with that. After you get the items I just spoke about, keep heading as fast as you can to the large cabin on the north side of the lake. Enter the cabin and take 1 step forward inside, look to the right and take the message on the floor. Now exit the cabin and head clockwise to the north woods nearby. Head to the right and go up the first path you see. Then go up again and you'll be at the entrance of a hidden large cabin, but don't go inside yet. Hit the down button and you'll go back to the path you were just before. Press up again to re-enter the entrance to the cabin. Now go forward. Once inside the cabin, head forward 1 step, turn to the right and find another secret message you need to grab. Now turn around and exit the cabin. Once you exit the cabin, head right and go down the first downward path you see. Head right again and go down the first downward path for a second time. You'll now be back on the road circling Crystal Lake. So head counterclockwise back to the large cabin north of the lake where we started. Head inside, walk 1 step forward, and turn around to face the door like you're exiting, and a torch will appear on your right hand side. And number 3 is bringing the fight with Jason outside as much as I can, by using a trick to lure Jason outside of the cabin. I recommend using a little trick to lure Jason out of the cabins because you can do a lot more damage to Jason on the road, and he actually doesn't cause as much damage to you with each hit when you fight him outside. Now make sure you have the torch or axe equipped with whatever counselor you choose to fight Jason. When the Jason alarm goes off in a counselor's cabin, walk inside the cabin he's attacking and immediately press start. Switch to any new counselor as long as it's not the one in the cabin with Jason. Now hit the start button again and switch back to the original counselor you're wanting to fight Jason with. Now immediately exit the cabin and Jason will follow you and fight you on the road. You can deal a ton of damage here and try to trail him as soon as he goes off screen, and sometimes it will let you fight him again and you can probably kill him for that day. Now let's get back to the playthrough. Okay, so change of plan since our Jason alarm went off. Let's find out which cabin Jason is attacking here. And now we can head that way to fight him off and not kill another counselor. And just in case anyone may be thinking there is some Game Genie funny business going on because of my footage there at the beginning of the video, trust me, I am not using Game Genie codes during this playthrough. I just have to use my Game Genie on my Toaster NES because the spring mechanism won't stay down any longer, and I have to use the Game Genie to get my NES to work properly. But the Game Genie codes for Friday the 13th would be quite helpful, although it would be ridiculously cheating, like infinite children and infinite energy for the active counselor. It really wouldn't be much of a challenge with those codes. Okay, let's switch back to Mark and jump around here for a little bit. I need to get a key around here before I can try to go get that torch, because the torch is the first thing you're going to want to go for. Okay, there's the key, and there we go. So now I kind of just jump around a little bit. Hopefully I can get some vitamins to help us. Okay, there's a vitamin that'll help replenish health when needed. Now I need to make it to that cabin there on the north side of the lake, that large cabin. Okay, so now we're in that cabin. You take 1 step forward, right, and there's that letter that you need to take. It says go into the woods. Now make your way out of the cabin, then immediately head clockwise to go into the north woods here. Kind of jump a little bit. Most of the time you'll get you a potion or vitamin or two, whatever you want to call it. Take this first path here, go up, up again. Now before you enter the cabin, make sure you go out, then go back in, then go in the cabin, go one step forward, turn right. There will be another piece of paper. That note will say fire will damage Jason the most. This is so you know that the torch is the best weapon for Jason. Okay, now exit the cabin. Okay, so now you gotta go counterclockwise back to that first cabin we were at. You can still jump around for vitamins and take the first path down to the right, and then on the next screen you take the first path to the right again to make it out of the woods. Now enter the large cabin again, take one step forward, and turn around to face the door, and the torch should appear. And you can repeat this for as many other counselors as you wish. Alright, so now we know that he is going to the children's cabin, and remember this is day one. You really have to stay sharp and really make sure that Jason doesn't get any kids on day one. Alright, so we still have 15 kids. Okay, he's going to do twice there. Twice again. Okay, you got to make sure you... Once. Just got to stay sharp. Don't worry about the machete. Still the same attacks that he always does. Now feel free on day one if you want to try to take Jason out here in the cabins. I mean, it's okay, but still he... most of the time will evade you, and anytime you fight him in the cabin, your torch will take 1 bar of health off, but you can actually do a lot more damage if you fight him outside of the cabin and you lure him out. So if you do just want to say that you beat him in a cabin once, definitely only try it on day one. But for the sake of time here, it's the same pattern on day one, and from now on I think I'm just going to try to lure him out of the cabin for you. Alright, so we know Jason is down there. Let's go down. Okay. So it should be in this cabin. Alright, so George is in here. So let's change it to Paul, or anybody else that's not George. Then back to Mark, hit the down button and exit, and Jason will be right here, and you just pepper him. And just make sure you don't touch Jason, but you try to keep following him. If you follow him counterclockwise, a lot of times you can actually find him again and he'll just appear, but he didn't in that case. Okay, so now all we got to do is just kind of wait. Sometimes what I like to do here is if I'm still just waiting on Jason, I'll take Mark or whoever has the torch and just let them sit in a room, and I'll switch, well, not switch him out of the room, but just say I'll keep Mark here. I can pass the torch to Laura, and since he already has a key and some vitamins and stuff, I can leave with Mark since I have some time and just go back to the North Woods again to that one cabin that we used. And you don't have to worry about jumping now because you don't have the torch that you can swap it out. So just try to hurry your way back to the North Woods, and there should be an axe in the cabin now. Well, but it doesn't look like I really have time to do that now. See, it even takes me a little bit of time sometimes to interpret the map. So I'll just keep going around. I'll go back to Laura and get the torch back from her. Almost there. I think Laura was in this cabin, yeah. All right, so we'll pass that back. You know, Mark's health's a little down. I may actually just change to Laura. So I'll pass that back to her. Let's change to Laura, because she's still pretty quick. And so we need to keep going counterclockwise, then take the path to that cabin. Let's see if we can do it. All right, so that's the east side of the children's cabin. Ooh, I shouldn't have jumped there. That was risky. All right, so now I'll go. It's not in the big cabin here. It's in the smaller cabin. And okay, so it's Chrissy. So we will just say Paul again. Then we'll swap back to Laura. And exit. Let's see if we can take Jason down some more. I might remember, try to stay close to him, but don't touch him because he can take more damage off of you. But now he got away from us again. All right, so now let's see if we can do what I was trying earlier. So Laura will just keep the torch. I'll switch back to Mark since he has the key and everything already to get in the cabin. I don't have to go hunting for him again. So we'll just keep heading this way until we get to where I want to enter the woods. We still got enough children, so we should be in good shape. All right, we're now at the North Woods again. Just keep going here quickly. Up, up. You don't have to worry about backing out this time. You should walk in, turn around, go back out the door, and there should be an axe. See, it's an axe. Actually kind of looks like a toothbrush. I know a lot of people make that joke all the time, but the axe is a pretty strong weapon, and it's an easy one to get after you've gotten the torch. Uh-oh. This isn't good. Jason's here. At least I can fight him off for a little bit, and I got some potions with Mark, so I may be okay. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that was risky. Okay, so we got him on day one. So day one's over. That's the biggest thing. The main thing was that Mark didn't die, and he didn't have the torch, so I don't have to do all that again. So now everybody's health will be replenished. We didn't lose any kids. We didn't lose any counselors, so we're in great shape. Now, day 2 and 3, you basically use the same strategy.
So let's just go ahead and discuss our plan for the last 2 days. Number 1. Be willing to sacrifice the children as long as you have greater than 10 children alive on day 2 and greater than 5 on day 3. Number 2. Hang out around the western path of the lake. Jason will always enter the children's cabin via the western path. So if you're hanging out there, you can find him before he enters the cabin. Then while he's in the children's cabin, make your way to the eastern side to fight him after the children's timer runs out. Number 3. Don't fight Jason in any cabin on days 2 and 3. Now back to the playthrough.
Alright, we'll just keep Laura going to the west side here. I don't really ever go into those woods. I don't particularly worry about that. Okay, so don't worry about the children. Okay, so I know it's crazy to say, so you don't have to worry about the children. You can just let them die here. Jason will kill 5 kids here. But you know he's going to exit on the east side of the lake. So what you can do is just make your way to the east end of the lake and just wait on Jason, because as soon as those kids are gone, you can pounce on him. Remember, don't jump. You don't want to lose that torch.
Okay, short time lapse here to speed up our countdown.
Alright, he's gone. Now Jason should appear here. Just give him a minute, because he always exits. Okay, here he comes. Pepper him with that. Let's see what we got here. Okay, remember, try to keep trailing him. Yeah, we got him again. Okay, we should be in really good shape here. Get close. Let's trail him again. No, that was good, but that was a good round. Okay, so now what I will do is, where Laura is a little low, I will see where Okay, what cabin? He's going after Paul. And Mark is here. What I think I will do is I'll switch to Mark. And I'll try to get over there to Paul. But if I don't, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let me see something. I forgot exactly where Laura was. If she's kind of close, yeah, I think I'll keep going down. I'll get the torch from Laura and see if I can make my way to Paul. All right, so there's Laura. Let's give me the torch now. And we'll head back and let's go save Paul. Okay, we should be there. Paul should be the first cabin we get to here. All right, so there's Paul. Let's went to George, back to Mark, and let's see if we got him. Okay, here we go. All right, Jason's running a little scared. I think we'll get him this time because we've got him 2 times in a row and we got him last time. That was good, guys. All right, so day 2, we only got one more day. The same exact method for day 2 you can use for day 3. All right, so day 3. All right, we'll just keep with Mark here and we will wait on Jason here on the west side of the kids area. We've only lost 5 kids. We got 10 total kids. We should be in great shape for this final day. All right, so what I will do is I will kind of use Laura here to find her way over to the other cabin. See if she can at least do a little bit of damage to Jason. That way I'm still saving Mark. Mark is still kind of close to the west end of the lake and we should be in good shape. All right, should be this small house here. All right, let's see if we can lure. Okay, so it was George, right? So we can go to Debbie and then go back to Laura. Okay, let's see if we can. We know we're not going to kill him, but we can at least do some pretty decent damage with the axe. And if Laura dies, it's not a big deal. This is the last day. All right, so let's swap. Okay, let's hurry before he goes after some children. All right, switch to Mark. Okay, so Mark's gonna have to go counterclockwise when we get out to get to the lake. Okay, he's not going after children. Who is he after? All right, let's do this again and we'll use Laura. We'll sacrifice Laura. We know she's probably not gonna make it, but she's very close to that location. Okay, so we need to go counterclockwise. Should be in there. We're now around the cave of Jason's mother. Wonder who's in the cabin here. Okay, so Paul's here. We'll switch to George and back to Laura. Let's leave and see what we can do. Okay. All right, we can at least do some pretty decent damage here. Okay, chase him down. Nah, he didn't. I don't think we baited him on that one. All right, so let me get back to Mark. All right, Mark, let's get to this west end before he goes after one of the kids. I guarantee you he's gonna be coming this way pretty soon. I'll be shocked if he goes for another counselor instead of the west end of the lake here. Man, he did. Well, oh man, and he's right back to where he was. That is crazy. That's a weird little pattern. I know there are people that are really good with the pattern of predicting where he is, and I am not. I'll be the first to admit it. Poor Laura. You're not gonna make it. You are not gonna make it.
Just to pass the time here, I still do think I made a valid argument as to why Jason is blue and purple in this game in our Secrets in History video. So you may want to check out that video at the end of the playthrough.
Get back to Laura, lure him out of the cave. Nice knowing you, Laura. That was quick. Alright, so now we got Mark. Let's get Mark here and get him on the west side of the cave so no kids will die. I'm not going to say anything this time. Just hopefully he shows up. Oh, there's the machete. Yeah, every now and then that'll pop up on you. Come on, Jason. I know, there he is. Okay, let's see if we can get him here on the west side of the lake. Let's follow him again. Okay, so you know, okay. So he's gonna kill the children. You got 10, you're gonna have 5 left, you're gonna be in good shape. Now all we gotta do is go on the east side of the lake and wait on him, and then we're done. Yeah, playing this game, I mean, it is so unique, and it is very cryptic, and I know it's not the most straightforward, but once you know how it's played, it is fun. And this game just reminds me of good memories I had the first time playing it with my cousins. It was around a Thanksgiving that we rented it at my cousin's house, and we all had a good time playing it, so this game's nothing but good memories for me. Alright, so we'll get him here in about 17 seconds. Just make sure you don't jump. Don't let these zombies kill you or these crazy little birds. 7 seconds, almost there. We should get Jason this time. I really think we will. Alright, so he always comes on the east. Okay, there he comes. Let's stay a little close to him so we can try to trail him off. Okay, we got him. Alright, that should be it. Okay, we finally beat Jason. That is how you beat Friday the 13th on the NES. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you have any suggestions of other games we could maybe do like this, that'd be great. Make sure to leave us a comment, and until next time, guys, G3 out.